Hello everyone, this is Jay Paramiti. In this video tutorial, I will talk about how you can actually export work queue data within Power Automate using Power Automate for Desktop. Let's get started. All right, when you arrive at make.powerautomate.com, on the left navigation menu, you click on work queues to arrive at this page. This is the landing page for work queues where you can actually see all the work queues that are available within that environment. Once you click on a particular work queue, you will arrive at this page, which shows the work queue details and the average handling time, work queue throughput, and some of the status that are associated with the work items within the work queue. Um, One way that you can actually see all the work items is by clicking the items tab in the top. And here you can see all the work items that are available within this work queue. Another way where you can actually look at all the items within a work queue is by going to the underlying dataverse table slash entity called work queue items. When you go to make.powerapps.com and click on tables and select all tables here, um, and in the search box, you can type in work queue, and then you will see these two work queue item based tables that are listed here. Once you click on the work queue item table and then open up in a new tab, you will see the table representation of the underlying structure. Um, Here you will see all the work items that are listed. Of course, I have ensured that I have selected all the columns as a glance through this data. So this is the same representation of the view that we have previously seen. To export this work queue item data, what we can do here is click on this export option and then say export data. What it will do is it will try to export the all the work queue item data from all the queues that are available within this environment. All right. So once the work queue item data is exported successfully, we can click on this download export data. Um, okay. Once you click the download export data, it will download this zip file into your selected location, and then you can see this as the work queue items as the file. Once you open up this CSV file, you will see the data that is available within that data entity. Okay, now that we have seen one way of exporting work queue item data using the Power Automate, now I'm going to show you a custom solution where you can actually use a desktop flow to export work queue item data for a specific queue that is available within an environment. So let's run this desktop flow to see how it actually works. Okay, once I hit run, the flow is going to run a subflow. This subflow is actually getting all the work queues that are available within that environment. Once a particular work queue is selected, as you can see here, I have two work queues, HRQ and ITQ. I'm going to select HRQ. And then what it does is it feeds that information back into the desktop flow. And I also have one more option where to include the all the data that is associated with the work queue item, like we have seen before, or just the input data that we want to see. So for now, I'm going to include the entire data. So I'll hit continue. So now it's going to fetch all the work queue items for that work queue and launch an Excel and save all the work items within that Excel. Once it completes reading all the work queue item data, it's going to save that Excel and close the Excel for us. Let's see what that file looks like. So once you click on here, here is the location. So the timestamp, just this is the new file. The file will have the date timestamp associated with it. Once you click on that file, and as you can see here, all the work items for that work queue have been saved into this Excel file. Now that we have seen how to export work queue item data, including the metadata, we will go over how you can actually export just the input data for all the work items within a work queue. Let's run this work. Similar to the previous run, this is going to fetch all the work queues within an environment. I select one of the work queues here called HRQ. Once I select it, it's going to pop up another option where it's asking me about exporting only work queue input data. So I select that option and then hit continue. Now it's not going to include the metadata, but include just the elements that I have selected to be included as part of this data export. I will show you how the Excel looks like once this flow run is completed. There you go. Okay, here is the file. I just refreshed. Here is the latest file that got created, and I'm gonna click on it. All right, the file is opened, and let's quickly jump into the file that it has created. So as you can see here, it has the name of the work queue item, the work queue item ID, the date that it got enqueued, the processing date, and the state code and the status code, along with the expiry time. And here's the input data that we wanted to export. Okay, one of the things that you have seen as part of the data that was exported is the state code as well as the status code that I've mentioned, right? So here is a snapshot of all the statuses a work item can have and the actual value that is stored within the Dataverse entity for state code as well as the status code. And I'm also listing out some of the allowed transitions for a work item to go through. Here is the GitHub repository that I have created where the desktop flow that I have shown you is packaged here. And also have added the instructions on how we actually can leverage this solution. If you can go to github.com and my handle jpad5 and you go to the repo called pad samples, you'll be able to download the solution for this tutorial. Okay, in this video, what we're able to learn is how you can actually export work queue item data from a Power Automate work queue using the Dataverse export table data, but also using a custom solution, which allows you to not only export metadata for all the work items for a specific work queue, but also just include the input data where you can actually filter and sort the work item specific criteria, right? I hope you enjoyed this video. Happy automating. Thank you.